All right, guys, so welcome back to the channel. Thank you for hanging out with me for a little while. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. It really is greatly appreciated. Now, today we are going to hit on a very often discussed topic, and that is putting a Hellcat Supercharger on a 5.7 or a 6.4. Now, there's not a lot of information about that, so it definitely required a little bit of digging, but the results are pretty impressive. Now, before I jump into that, the people that are interested in the limited slip going on the RT, many of you guys know that the RTs come with open differentials. The only RT with limited slip are manual Challengers with the 370 gearing. Okay, so if you have the 262 or the 307 in the RTs, you have an open diff. So I'm going to be putting the limited, the 309 limited slip that you see more often in the 392s in the back, and that should be going on within the week or so. So after after the install, I'll have an install video, and then I'll do some 0 to 60s, 0 to 100s, and then potentially even lining up against other cars. After I got this charger back, I realized, how much power it was really making, and the open diff is just, it's not cutting it. So we're gonna get that in place and then start making videos on this charger and the performance that is currently in its naturally aspirated state before I even think about doing forced air. But I wanted to bring up this forced air kind of option, and that's because many of the videos that I make have, positive displacement blowers, Vortec, Pro Chargers, turbos, and quite a few people have brought this Hellcat Supercharger up, and it's a very enticing avenue to go down. There's another YouTuber that has done it, and they jumped on a dyno and basically took a stock 5.7, put a Hellcat blower on there, and the results were pretty impressive. Most stock RTs are typically in the neighborhood of 330, 340 wheel horsepower. And after this blower install, they were at 570 wheel horsepower, which is a huge jump, especially for just that individual bolt-on. Now, number one is the price tag is enticing. Okay, it's 50. You could go on eBay, you see them anywhere from $1,500 to $2,500. Okay, so depending on which one you actually start off with is going to obviously determine how much you end up spending. But there's an adapter kit that you're going to need in order to install that Hellcat blower onto a 5.7 or a 6.4. The adapter kit will make sure that it not only bolts onto your engine, but also that the front will also be able to accommodate the belts, the supercharger belts, the pumps, everything. If you guys want to check out that adapter kit, it's going to be in the description. It's by MMX. Okay, and according to MMX, there is going to be some level of customization that's going to be required in order to do this.
Currently, what we're actually offering is the actual adapter plates to bolt the Hellcat Supercharger onto your 6.4 or 5.7 Eagle base cylinder heads. Okay, that's the first step, and then you're going to need the gaskets. That's also an option. The other part of the kit is the 6.4 and 5.7 front accessory drive, and what this actually does is it lets you run the Hellcat Supercharger off of the stock spacing and stock accessory drive system of a 5.7 or 6.4. The third part of the kit is the actual supercharger bypass valve here, and that has been the major hurdle other than the adapter plates for putting the Hellcat Supercharger on a 6.4. And essentially what this is it's a vacuum actuated bypass valve to shut and allow boost to happen when the engine sees a decrease in vacuum, just like, you know, a Whipple would operate, or a Kenny Bell. They both use, you know, a vacuum actuated bypass valve. So essentially it's going to be the same thing. This is just our, you know, version of it for the Hellcat Supercharger. Now, the other thing we posted on our Instagram video was an actual controller to control the stock bypass valve that goes here, the electronic one. I don't have a lot of details about that right now. I'm going to be able to tell you a lot more about that here in probably a month or so. So we'll be able to run down what that is, and essentially it's going to let you use the stock bypass valve, like I said, and it's going to be a variable rate boost controller. That way it's very linear with the throttle pedal, and it's going to work essentially like a stock Hellcat. So that's the three parts of the kit. That's the main parts we offer. This is going to require fabrication. It's going to require some knowledge and a little bit of skill to make this work. It is doable, but there's some hurdles that you're going to have to overcome to actually make it work.
But the YouTuber that actually did that, I'm obviously going to put a link to his YouTube channel. And if those of you that are actually interested in getting a Hellcat blower on your 5.7 or 6.4, you guys can ask him. He's really awesome guy. Very, from what I see on his channel, he's very open to answering a lot of the questions that have been asked. So that's really all I have to say. It's, there's not a lot of information, I'm sorry, about that Hellcat blower going on, these lower trim levels. It's certainly interesting. And, you know, I am tempted to do it just for the sake of doing it, for the entertainment value of it. It would really sound cool. And, I'll tell you, the Hellcat blower sounds amazing. I love the sound of that so it's tempting. And also too, you know, like, I just think it would be cool when you pop the hood, you know, you see a Hellcat blower under there. A lot of people would probably be like, did you drop a Hellcat engine in there? I think with the Hellcat blower on this 397, you know, fully forged and everything, it could run, you know, 12 pounds of boost. I would be picking up quite a bit of power, you know. So the temptation is there. I don't know how realistic it is to actually execute for me. Just because, again, you know, the MMX video said that there's quite a bit of customization that's going to have to go into this, and customization and all that means a lot of time, a lot of installation time, a lot of, you know, paying for someone to make it work. So really, that's all I have to say about it. Guys, definitely let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you think it's a cool avenue to go down, putting a Hellcat blower on your RT or your Scat Pack or your Daytona or something like that? There's certainly an abundance of Hellcat Superchargers for sale, so, you know, there's no shortage of that. All right, guys. So you know what? I will check you on the next video. Definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Channel is coming up on 70,000 subscribers, so that's kind of a big deal. All right, I will check you on the next upload.